Hello, everyone. So sorry I am late. I was having lovely Easter dinner with my friend and upstairs neighbor, and there was champagne and there was wine and there was, oh God, I am a hot mess. And oh my goodness, hello, Bun. For anyone that does not know, this is Bun the Boozy Bunny. And he is here today to talk. Bun, where are you going with that? Bun, give me that. All right. I'm not going to fight with you, Bun. You can have your gin. And yes, it's very good gin. Fine. You just go over there and get drunk and pass out in the corner. Just do not barf mini marshmallows all over the place. All right. So, hello from District 1. I did not, I was not able to eat a bunny, which makes me very sad. But later, I will. I will be able to eat a bunny soon. I wasn't talking to you. Really? Is that how it's going to be? Fine. Okay. So tonight's chapter is Mission Hurl. I was so tired when we got back to the room. I just went right to sleep. I had no idea what was happening with the wildlife that lived out on the patio table, and it seemed the birds really liked it, or whatever other critters could scale 5 stories and get to it. It looked like some kind of weird sculpture. The nuts had all been eaten or pecked out. It was kind of creepy. I just threw it out and never spoke of it again. So, today was our ride Mission Space and do all the things we didn't get to do when we were too drunk day. We get off the bus at the Grand Californian. Just a second, the cat is eyeballing me and I can see inside his pea-shaped brain and I know he wants to jump up here. No, you cannot. Go away. Okay. The cat's a Maine Coon. He's 20-something pounds and I don't want him up here because, well, reasons. So, we get on the bus to the Grand Floridian, catch the monorail, and off we go to Epcot. Roger is jumping up and down like a 5-year-old that has eaten a whole box of sugar frosted flakes. He knows our first destination is Mission Space. Now, I admit I was a little nervous about this ride. I heard some people hurled. Some were fine, some were a little off, and then they were fine. I asked a cast member how it compares to Rock and Roller Coaster. They can't tell me. So I put on a brave face. I can't chicken out in front of Roger. Why are people barfing on this ride? It's because this space shot simulation ride is inside of a centrifuge. You know those carnival rides where you're inside of a cylinder and you're standing against a wall and you start spinning faster and faster and then the floor drops out and you're stuck to the wall? It's like that, only on steroids. This is what the astronauts use to get the feeling of weightlessness without actually going into space. Some people don't do well with spinning incredibly fast. Now, there are tons of signs that tell you the ride is spinning, and it tells you that you can get sick. I want to trust Mickey, but I'm having second thoughts. I decide to keep going because to punk out at this stage would be untenable. The line proceeds into the launch prep area. And where is the down arrow? There we go. And the monitor turns on, and who is it but Gary Sinise? Now, if Lieutenant Dan is telling you that things are going to be okay, you have to believe Lieutenant Dan. As we're boarding, I see a father and his young teen daughter in line with us. We are given our assignments and we get into our capsule. The cast member gives us all one last chance to take the chicken exit. No one does. You are seated in a line with a panel in front of you that will drop closer once they close the doors. It is very small, so if you're claustrophobic, this isn't your ride. There is also a view screen. It's designed to look like a space shuttle capsule, and there's cool air blowing on you from a jet. I know that this is to keep you from hurling. Now, we are each given tasks to do during the flight. The tasks don't really matter at all. They're just a distraction. Did I tell you I had wine and champagne for dinner? Never mind. Back to Mission Hurl. They're just a distraction to keep your brain focused on something other than spinning. Everyone is reminded many times not to close your eyes and never to turn your head to the side. If you don't do these things, your body will realize that you are spinning and you will lose your lunch. We're waiting, and then we're told that there's a technical issue and we must disembark. Great. We get up and they move us to another capsule. As we're leaving, I turn to Roger and say, well, at least if something is busted, I'd rather have a different pod. And he said, oh, that's not it. That's just what they said. Didn't you see? I'm really confused. See what? Well, it seems that the technical issue they were having was cleaning up the barf from the neighboring pod that had just come in for a landing. Roger and the dad from our pod saw it when we were walking out. It seems the small boy didn't pay attention to the rules about not turning his head and bleh. Yeah, now the teen daughter is having second thoughts. Actually, seeing puke makes me think twice as well, but I am not going to be in the same category as a scaredy cat teenager. We get into another pod with just the dad, as the daughter is now waiting for him at the gift shop. Roger decides to take over the jobs of two people pressing buttons. I figure more power to you, my man. If it makes you happy, go for it. The console lowers, the cool air is blowing at you, you tip back, and you see through your window the sky. I breathe and then lift off. It starts slowly. I mean, it really is like a rocket. And it builds. It's fun. Just let your mind think what it is seeing is real. That's the key. That way, your brain buys it, and there is no spinning sensation. The G-forces you feel during launch at Rock and Roller Coaster are more than this ride. You get shot into space, and all I can do is say, cool, this is so neat. Wow. I'm starting to sound like that neighbor kid with the fireworks. I won't list any spoilers. Just know that you end the ride landing on Mars after a few adventures in driving. We are done and we lived. Roger is all excited and wants to get right back on it and do it again. I would like to, but I'm getting a tiny bit dizzy. My body is now mad at me because it's figured out that it was tricked. Hey, I was spinning. Damn you, monkey. Now it's trying to get its equilibrium back without the spinning. I decided I needed a bathroom stop. I make my pit stop, and I'm riding on a bench waiting for Roger, who has run back to the ride again. And, oh my God, where's pal Mickey? I left him in the bathroom stall. Damn it. I was warned of what happens when you leave him out of sight for a minute. I knew I should have bought one of those drink leashes. I knew it, and I didn't. I ran back to the bathroom, and here is a nice lady holding pal Mickey up, asking if anyone lost him. Everyone looks at me with my frantic expression, and I get Mickey back. I am so grateful that she was a true Disney person and didn't steal him. Thankfully, the people that The people like that idiot at the parade last night are really the minority. A vocal, nasty minority, but a minority nonetheless. Mission space has now fueled our appetite, and I can eat a whole cow right about now. We decide to grab some lunch before embarking on our World Showcase sober jaunt. Roger bounced off to go to the little boy's room when something bad happened. First, let me say that Roger was stone cold sober. Maybe he was just excited or oblivious, but Roger bounced right into the women's bathroom. Yeah, I'm sorry. I heard a few indignant yells and Roger beat a hasty retreat. Maybe it was the lack of drinking fountains in that bathroom and the addition of the candy machines on the wall. Maybe it was the old woman from Jersey who took a swing at him with her giant stuffed Winnie the Pooh. He got the picture and was a very contrite Roger after that. As we walked around World Showcase, I couldn't believe that we were leaving tomorrow. I was trying not to think about it. We wander over to Germany as Chatty Mickey gives us all kinds of helpful tips in each land along the way with a ton of corny jokes included. We decided to graze on various tidbits. Now Mickey tells us there's a hidden Mickey. Aha! God, Sparta. God damn it. Get down. I can't. God. Oh, God. Sorry about that. Now Mickey tells us there's a hidden Mickey in the little train landscape in Germany. He gives us an incomprehensible clue. We are looking and looking and looking and looking. We can't find it. The mouse isn't helping. We said, Bun, stop it! Excuse me. Drunk bunny. We can't find it. The mouse isn't helping. We start to eye pal Mickey with suspicion. It's just mean to leave us hanging, trying to find a near impossible hidden Mickey with all the German people standing around mocking us. We both give pal Mickey the hairy eyeball. I want some more of that fig vodka. But I'm still not feeling 100% after Mission Hurl. Space. We decide to ride Maelstrom in Norway after I assured Roger that we didn't have to stay for the lovely tourist movie on fjords. Fjords are very beautiful, but we're just not in a fjorden mood. He liked the ride and was glad we could ride this one unimpaired, as it was pretty fun. We returned to the room, and I am not feeling so good. I feel more than a little queasy. I wonder if I'm coming down with something. I also wonder if this is the after effects from Mission Hurl. Please, I don't want to be sick. Roger goes down to the pool, and I get dressed slowly. I am trying really hard to get past it. We're having dinner at the California Grill, and I'm really looking forward to it. I go down to the pool, thinking that a jacuzzi might make things better. It does help some, but I still have my wet foot phobia. And the cement around the pool is wet, and when you step on it, it's kind of cold and a little slimy, and you wonder what kind of fungus is on people's feet, and you just stepped in it. Okay, honestly, I'm more afraid of that than COVID-19, okay? Foot fungus. Duh. So, Roger thinks I'm nuts, and I like to think I'm ahead of the curve on foot hygiene. Roger wanted me to go down the slide with him, but that would mean actually going into the pool. I know it's not as scary as the baby pool, but people are still peeing in it, and it kind of freaks me out. I know, people can pee in the jacuzzi, and I go in that. Fish pee in the ocean all the time, and I go in that. The Living Seas at Epcot is one huge fish toilet, and I went in that. Perhaps it's not so much the pee as the temperature of the water. I get cold so easily. I'm like a reptile. Either that or I'm just picky and slightly phobic about all kinds of weird stuff. I continued to debate the pros and cons of communal pool swimming when I started watching some little kids playing Marco Polo with a cast member. It's really cute. It's especially cute if I am not in there getting splashed on. Splashing is another no-no with water in me. I hate splashing. So I haul my neurotic behind out of the jacuzzi and decide to give getting dressed another go because we are leaving for dinner soon. I was not much better after getting back to the room. Roger was worried, but I'm not going to let a little thing like hurling stand in the way of wearing my cool tombstone dress for Halloween. It was made to look like the first dress Big Nose Kate wore in the movie Tombstone, and it's really awesome. Also, Cherie Moore made it. It's also tight, which is not great on my stomach. Victorian fashions require steel-boned corsets. I didn't minimize my waist too much, but it's still tight. I do my best, and I do the best I can with my hair and call it done. We take the boat over to the Contemporary, and I'm bearing up. Once we get inside, Roger does not like the Toaster Hotel, and I agree with him. It looks like a bad 1960s convention hotel. I realize there are people that adore this hotel, and the retro futuristic look really says 1970s retro on acid. It's just my opinion. You are free to love this ugly monstrosity as much as you want. We spent the next 20 minutes trying to find the special bank of elevators that will take us to the top of the Hotel in California Grill. If you think you just need to take any old elevator, you are mistaken. Here's the confusing part. Even though some of the elevators have the top floor button available, you can't push it without a special key card. I am feeling stupid and even more queasy. Finally, we're directed down an escalator to the convention level and then go straight up to the top in a specially dedicated elevator that takes you straight to California Grill. As soon as we get there, we know there is something strange going on. The elevator talks. This really creeps us out, but that's not nearly as creepy as the California Grill greeter girl. I think she may be on speed or has had 3 cups of espresso with 5 churros as a snack. She oohs and ahs over my dress and wants to inspect it because she makes costumes. Okay, now without getting snotty, I have excellent costumers. My old roommate Ruthie made my Princess Aurora dress, and Bay Area costumer Cherie Moore made my Tombstone dress. They are all professionals. So this girl is going to inspect my outfits and grill me on boning? Yes, it is steel. Like, duh. After feeling queasy for most of the day, the last thing I want to do is answer junior-level costuming questions from a hyperactive squirrel of a cast member. Roger decides to jump in and rescue me. He diverts her attention to ask questions about the menu, as well as inquiring about things she has made. It was very tactful and well done. I might have thought of something this brilliant if I didn't feel like I was going to puke on her shoes any second now. I smile, I thank her, I pry myself away so we can sit down. Oh, wow. This restaurant is noisy. Just so everyone knows, I would have preferred something a little quieter, but I have to get something to settle my stomach. I flag down a chipper waiter and ask him for a bicarb. Yeah, that's his expression. He just stares at me blankly. You would think I just said, "Can you tell me where the beaver butter is?" I figure he just isn't familiar with the bicarb abbreviation, so I clarify it. Can I have a bicarbonate of soda, please? Yeah, he continues to stare at me blankly. I take a deep breath and explain, I want you to take a teaspoon of baking soda and put it in a glass of water for me. My stomach is upset. He still doesn't get it. But at least his face unfreezes and a shaky smile takes his place. He says he'll ask in the kitchen and beats a hasty retreat. Roger doesn't think this is unreasonable either. I think that when he gets back, perhaps I should ask for beaver butter just to see his face. But I remember my own adage of not to poke the cast members with a stick. So our waiter returns and says the kitchen doesn't have baking soda. At least the waiter is plucky. I should just give up, but I tell him to have the kitchen called Chef Mickey's. I understand baking soda is used for baking, so I can see where you might not have it on hand, though they do serve dessert here as well. You can't tell me that none of the desserts have baking soda in them. Very strange. Somewhere, somehow, they find baking soda and make me a bicarb. I now feel better. After a few sips, I'm feeling much improved. I order sushi because I heard everyone rave about the sushi. That was a mistake. The sushi was mediocre at best. The ginger was old. It wasn't just me. Roger was feeling fine and he didn't like it either. We are both huge sushi fans who eat things most white people don't. And this was not good. My food was okay. The service was great. It was our opinion the California Grill was highly overrated. I hear they're planning a renovation in the near future, so perhaps I'll give it another go once they freshen things up. And I'm not feeling so bad. We catch the boat back to the lodge to drop off our leftovers, pick up a few things that I forgot, and head off to Pleasure Island for Halloween fun. For some reason, after it picked us up, it made a run over to Fort Wilderness. This is the high-end campground where people can stay in fancy cabins or bring their RVs. Unfortunately, this is when the gross a-hole from hell stepped on the bus. Two men with thick New Jersey accents got on the bus. They were dressed in really gross outfits and were weaving a bit. The louder of the two, and both were very loud, had a bolt driven into the middle of his head. They were both drunk and obnoxious, and they smelled like the zombie apocalypse had come early. Did I mention they were loud? They wouldn't shut up. Again, these two give the Garden State a bad name. They were also crude. Did I mention they smelled? My sour stomach was coming back in a bad way, having to be across from this fetid pair of idiots. Mr. A-hole Jerky Boy tries to get me to talk to him. I don't want to. This is a sample of our in-depth conversation. Here, I'll use Bun. Bun, come here. What is that? Oh. That looks like my lipstick. That's what you get, Bun. Okay, you be Jerky Boy. All right. Hey. You going to Pleasure Island? Yes. You going to party? Hey, you like beer? I'm going to throw up right now. Do you mind not talking to me? Oh, hey, you want to see the spike in my head move? Guys, if this resembles you, this is why you are still single. Ladies, if this resembles your husband, I'm sorry, and I know a good divorce lawyer. Guys, here's a clue. If you are talking to a girl and she isn't talking back, she is not interested at all. Period. Full stop. Especially if she gives you the hairy eyeball. She thinks you're a jerk. She is picturing you in a wood chipper. No, really. The vast majority of women don't think of spitting as an Olympic sport, don't want to watch you scratch your balls, or complain about the price of cheap beer at Disney World. They aren't interested in you doing the gut dance or telling girls, "Is your ass really that big?" That's not a pickup line. Where was Roger during this time? Sitting there, wishing them dead too. We're trapped on a bus. What is he supposed to do? Go all ninja on them and stuff? The bus driver tells them to keep it down. Now they start yelling at the bus driver. Hey, man, we're just having fun, man. We just want to party. It's Halloween. Doesn't anyone want to party? No, and shut up. I'm really thinking evil things now. I wish if I could bazooka barf on him, I would, if only it wouldn't hit my dress. We finally get to downtown Disney. The families mercifully got off at Marketplace, and we are stuck for one more stop. As soon as we can, we are out the door and over to the entrance of Pleasure Island. I know exactly where I am going, and dragging Roger all the way, I make a beeline for the Adventurers Club. Now all is right with the world. This is Roger's first trip to the Adventurers Club, and he's loving this. What is the Adventurers Club? The Adventurers Club is part bar, part interactive theater, part show with a bit of Disney animatronics thrown in for fun. Once you step through the door, you are transported to a 2-story private club for globe-trotting adventurers, complete with artifacts, a sassy maid, magical talking masks, daring rogues, doddering professors, and many others. Once seated in the main room, you can relax with their signature drink, the Congaloosh, and be sworn in as a member by reciting the club creed. We climb the highest mountains just to get a better view. We plumb the deepest oceans 'cause we're daring through and through. We cross the scorching deserts, martinis in our hands. We ski the polar ice caps in tuxedo looking grand. We are reckless, brave, and loyal, and valiant to the end. If you come in here a stranger, you will exit as a friend. Congaloosh! And with that induction ceremony what induction ceremony is complete without the club's song, accompanied by the secret hand signal to identify you to other fellow adventurers. Oh dear God, I'm supposed to sing this, aren't I? Bun, I need more gin. Here, Bun, you sing it. Marching along, we're adventurers, singing the song of adventurers. Up and down, north, south, east, or west, an adventurer's life is best. An adventurer's life is best. Congaloosh. Okay. I am not going to do the secret handshake because it's secret. Okay. You're not a member yet. We sing along. We people watch. We catch a show in the mask room and the trophy room. The people watching on Halloween is even more fun than normal nights. Let's see here. There are the Scooby-Doo kids, a bunch of guys dressed like sperm calling themselves the Fallopian Swim Team, and the Dayglow donkeys who are just mainly drunk. I love the Adventurers Club. I love the interactive theater, the characters talking with other guests. We watched the seance show in the library and decided to call it a night. I still had to pack, and even though it's New Year's Eve every single night at Pleasure Island, this girl would turn into a pumpkin if I stayed that late. We decided we would make one more stop at Magic Kingdom in the morning before our car came to pick us up at 2 for our 4 p.m. plane. This is just happening too fast. Where did the time go? Weren't we just arriving? We head back to the bus stop and go back to the lodge. It's a sad thing when you know that this is your last night walking back to the lodge. I hate this. Everything is all quiet and most of the staff is asleep or behind doors. We get back to our room and realize we never got a picture together. The prospect of going downstairs to try to find someone to take our picture is just not an option. I figured that next time when I had my hair done better, we would get our picture taken. I get out of all the corset, boots, tight dress, and all the rest as fast as I could. We both let out these huge groans as we hit the bed. Oh, God, bed, good. And we turn off the lights. And then that's when the weird alien noises started. So that is it for today. Tomorrow will be our last chapter of What is Pocket Cookie and Should You Care? So I hope that everyone had a lovely Easter. I was told that one of the traditions of having a new Easter dress was just to have something new. And it makes a lot of sense. I mean, whether you're Christian or not, the equinox is a time of renewal. Spring is coming, and having something new to wear basically, helps bring that home. And I don't know if you can see. But this was my Easter dress. And if I get back further, you can see the rest of it. Yeah, see, there's Mickey. This is the Fantasia wiggle dress. And I bought this my last trip to Disney a week before the park closed. And I was going to wear it on my cruise to Cabo on the Disney Wonder that was canceled thanks to COVID-19. So I wore it tonight upstairs to Cynthia's, where we had a lovely dinner with mushroom Wellington and mashed potatoes and green beans and syllabub and Schramsberg Rosé champagne, which is my favorite, and 18-year-old red wine, and conversations with actual human beings in the room, which was amazing. So, whether you celebrate Easter or not, I hope you had as good a day as you possibly could. So from all of us here in District 1, and Bun. And so for me and Bun the Boozy Bunny, may the odds be ever in your favor. Good night.